Lucas, we'll start off first with Coach Nielsen, quick remarks about this afternoon's game, and then we'll take questions for either the player or the coach.
Well, let me just start and congratulate Coach Winters and his staff and team. You know, it was a great football game, and you know, they did what they needed to do to win and to keep advancing, which is a credit to them, and wish them the best of luck as they go on. You know, I had to be a little bit emotional. I'm really proud of these three and the rest of those guys. You watch that football game, I think that shows you what kind of young men we have. They just kept battling there and made that game an exciting game, and certainly put us in a position at the end where we could win. And it's, as I told our seniors in the locker room, it has been a real pleasure. 50-some wins, 4 conference championships, 2 national titles, 4 playoff berths. That's a great group of young men.
Okay, some questions maybe for the players.
Derek, that first half you held them to 64 yards offense, and you come out of it still down by 4. Frustrating to be that dominant defensively and not have more to show for it?
No, I wasn't frustrated at all. I mean, we know it was going to be a battle all the way throughout the game, and you know, defense, we knew it was going to be a grind. They're going to try to run the ball and who they're going to try to throw it to. So we were just doing our best to shut them down the best we could.
2 weeks ago, you know, you had problems with that one receiver, you know, for Saginaw Valley State. Did you try anything different to kind of contain Burrell at all?
There was just a few different checks that we had really help out on number 1 for them, but for the most part, you know, we were just coming up to mainly stop the run because they were mainly a big house of running the ball. That was our first thing, stop the run and then get them into situations they didn't want to be in where they'd have to pass, and you know, that's just how our defense has been all year.
What were they doing to get him open?
I don't know.
Coach, you talked about the group of seniors. Could you describe them to us? What sort of traits did they have? I mean, obviously they were
Yeah.
tremendous winners.
Yeah, you know, that's probably Andy as good as I could say it.
Yeah.
They worked exceptionally hard. You know, they care about each other. They're a group that you know, stayed very focused. I think overall, you know, they're a group that enjoyed playing football here, and that's not just because we won a lot of games. It's because I think we won a lot of games doing things the right way.
Derek, by the end of that third quarter, how badly did you guys want to get off the field? It seemed like 2 offensive plays in the third quarter. What was that like on the defense, and what did that take out of you?
Nothing. I mean, we didn't really take anything out of us. We had some bad penalties there too that kept us on the field, and we just got to be able to get off on the field on 3rd down. But you know, it's a grind. It's going to happen. Just got to make plays when they're there to make.
I think that was key, you know, in the third quarter, and give Wayne State a lot of credit. They converted a couple of real critical 3rd down situations where we had them off schedule. They kept those drives alive, and you know, those were things in the first half that we did a great job on 3rd down defense, and you know, basically kept the ball away from us the entire third quarter. You know, I don't want to use this as an excuse, but I'll tell you what, our defense was playing on a lot of heart today because we had a lot of banged up guys. You know, Chris Vanderbest came out. Jordan Bauman, you saw, he hasn't been healthy all year, playing in there. Max Phillips, who, you know, a week ago, we didn't, after the Colorado State game, we didn't know if he'd play today or not. guys that, you know, that played a real gutty game, including these three guys to my right.
Derek, just every time through the year, everyone brings up the record, the 4-year record of the seniors and all that. And every time the guys always say, hey, those years were great, this year is something special and something different. You guys always maintained that attitude through the whole season, didn't you? I mean, this was a separate entity, this team.
Oh, yeah, I mean, every year, I mean, 2008 was 2008, 2009 was 2009. We just gotta, the past is the past, this is now, I mean, this is the 2011 Bulldogs, and we're gonna take this as far as this team wanted to take it. It's just how we always had gone about it every year.
Chase, can you talk about what you'd like to have back or what you would like to have different?
Well, obviously that one pick was a pretty crappy throw, just underthrew the guy, had him. Otherwise, you know, I won't really take anything back from this game or this entire year. You know, we won together and we lost together, but it's been a pleasure on my end playing with the senior class. And, you know, everyone I've ever played with, you know, they've kind of paved the way for me and showed me, you know, what it's like to be a winner and, you know, what it takes to be a champion. And, you know, I won't want to change a thing.
5 sacks in the first half. Chase, were you a little rattled, a little pressed for time?
No, man, they did a good job getting after us. You know, they obviously scouted film and found our weakness, and that was kind of the one thing, the thing we called double look, and they did a good job attacking it. But you know, I wasn't really that rattled at all. I just kind of making too much plays, and I kept fleeing to my right, and they always had a guy there. So you know, all credit to Wayne State, they did a good job.
You guys know what it takes to win. What can you say about Wayne State and their chances going forward?
Well, you know what, they're a tremendous football team, and you know they showed it today. You know, we were very confident going into this game, and they played a great game. And you know, in order to win that championship, you got to be able to run the ball and stop the run. And I was just looking here, kind of almost amazed. I think they held us 98 yards rushing, which I can't remember the last time we were under 100 yards rushing. And you know, they ran the ball well, and they got a big play receiver, and Burrell, is that his name? Number one, yeah. You know, they got a good chance to make a run at it. You know, I hope they do.
Chase, despite all the numbers, you still got the ball back, chance to win the game at the end. Just talk about how resilient this team has been all year.
Yeah, you know, I thought once we got the ball back on that first time, before I threw that pick, I thought we were going to go to length, and we got the ball back in 46 seconds or something like that, 90 yards, and, you know, we came up firing, and, you know, we got a few big plays, and even that Hail Mary, I felt we had a good chance of coming up with that. Watched too many Badger games this year, obviously, but you know, this team's been resilient all year. You know, through the thick and thin, through Saginaw and Pueblo, it bounced back and made big plays, and you know, we've done the little things right, and we just couldn't quite do one more little thing right today, and you know, the scoreboard shows.
Was that gonna be a hook and ladder to Reichert on that one?
No, that was just a Hail Mary.
You guys,
Brian, they talked about the run defense, and part of that too is having Zach miss part of the game. What did that do emotionally to you guys to have him have to leave the game?
I mean, that's certainly a big loss. He's a senior. He's one of the few guys that I look up to at my position. You know, we've been throwing, you know, some big things our way this year. So there's just another thing to be over.
you guys were down going into the half. What did you guys talk about at halftime to try to pick you guys back up before coming back for the second half?
A lot of it was, I mean, they're a great team, but, you know, we were shooting ourselves in the foot a little bit. And I think we've done that a lot this year, and we were fortunate enough to come back out on top. But this year, I mean, playoff games, they get harder and harder, and it showed today.
Honestly, at halftime, we felt we had outplayed them, and I think we had, you know, and again, you know, the big thing in games like this is you can't make mistakes, and we made a few too many mistakes today. You know, block punt, turnovers, you know, we turned the ball over 3 times and didn't get one ourselves, and you know, you talk about the way you win championships by being able to rush the football and control it when you need to, and to win the turnover margin, and you know, Wayne State did that today, and we didn't. That's typically our kind of football.
Chase, not getting on the field in the third quarter had to be pretty weird. I mean, things were going along, and you guys just didn't, the offense didn't get on the field, but it didn't, you came up with really good rhythm in the fourth.
Yeah, you know, DJ took that one to the house and kind of took away their momentum, and That was a big play in the game, and I felt like we could go a little bit, and, the Wayne State just had a couple long methodical drives there, where they just kept getting first down by a yard or 2 yards, or on that one, even a couple inches, and, I was just, we made sure on the sidelines that we stayed warm, and, we're ready to go when our time came, and, we were able to put together, I think, back-to-back scoring drives there in the fourth, to begin the fourth, and, they were big drives at the time, honestly.
Coach, obviously their drive to start the second half kind of set the tone for them. It looked like they started getting their running game going.
A little bit. Again, they're good in the offensive front. They've got good running backs. I thought our defensive guys played exceptionally hard. We're a little bit, undersized there, and then with some of the injuries, it made it a little bit worse. But I think the big thing in those drives, really, it wasn't that they ran the ball that effectively, it was that they made 2 big third down conversions. I think we had them 3rd and 15 early on in the drive, and they converted that. And then I think we had them, 3rd and fairly long later in the drive, and they converted that, and, it's credit to them. Good play calls, good execution. We had chances there maybe to get ourselves off the field, and
The penalties were big on that one too.
yeah, we made a couple of undisciplined mistakes in that regard too, things that we don't, normally do. We're the kind of football team right now, and we gotta play a little closer to perfect than we did today.
Brian, as tough as it was to get yards, given that we were playing that all year, that was a great run for a touchdown, and at a crucial time when you needed a big play, and, what unfolded in front of you on that play?
That was one of the biggest holes I've had all year, and I just tried to capitalize. Just real grateful for it. We rotate backs a lot, so it's hit or miss whether you get it, on our own 20, and they usually switch it, in and out. So like I said, it's hit or miss in the red zone. So I was more than happy that I could capitalize on that opportunity.
Chase, on that last touchdown, Roth said, just get it anywhere near me, I'll haul it in.
Roth's been great for us all year. He's one of the young guys that have stepped up into a leadership role almost, and, I rolled out left, and it was just kind of a smash route on our left side, and, Roth got open, and, Roth's got some pretty sure hands. I don't know if I highly doubt he's dropped the ball all year, returning punts and catching, and he's made some fabulous catches, and that being one of them, and, it was a great play by a true freshman in this big stage to haul that one in.
Bob, any thought to try for a long field goal at the end of the first half?
We talked about it, the wind had kind of switched. David's typically an exceptionally confident guy, and he was even questioning it a little bit. And, it would have been, I think, 55 yards, and with the way, and the wind just, at that time, it kind of freshened up, and, the thing that you don't wanna do is in that situation, you don't wanna force him to kick a field goal that he's not comfortable kicking, cause then you have tendency to drive the ball a little bit low, and if the ball gets blocked, it can change field position even at late in the half and give him a scoring opportunity. So we thought our best option was try to get a first down, and we had a timeout in our pocket that we could've stopped the clock and gotten a field goal that was a little bit more in range.
So time for one more question, guys.
Can you DJ Winfield hasn't played at all season, and he comes out now as a game like that. He was absolutely outstanding. Just talk a little bit about his day and what he brought to you guys.
Yeah, he's a good football player, I'm happy for him that he, was able to contribute in the way that he was. Our guys love him.
Okay, folks, thanks for coming, guys. Wayne State, Victoria.